Story 2. My wife invited me to sleep with other people twice, Ada, for taking it seriously. It started as a joke, or so I thought. First time, during a tipsy game night? Go ahead, have fun! I laughed it off. Second time, dead serious over coffee. Now she's shocked. I'm considering it. Wait, you actually want to? You said it twice. Boundaries crossed? Am I the asshole here? What a mess. Story 3. Aida. For wanting to divorce my husband because he's unemployed, even though money is no issue for me. I've got the job, the house, everything covered. But 6 months in, he's gaming all day. No effort. I said, step up or we're done. He calls me unsupportive. Money's fine. Sure. But respect. Partnership. That's the real issue. Divorce over laziness some? I the asshole. Feels fair to me. Story 4. AITAH for mentioning at a restaurant that I think parents should take screaming babies to the restroom or outside until they calm down. Dinner out, rare date night. This kid wails nonstop, tables glaring. I lean to the mom. Maybe step out for a sec. We all get it. She explodes, calls me entitled, waiter sides with her. Now online drama. Polite suggestion or rude? Am I the asshole for wanting peace? Kids cry, but so do ear. Story 5. AITAH-4 refusing to be supportive after my husband lost his job. Hello Reddit, long-time reader. Me, 44F, hubby Jason, 44 known since school. He gets fired for slacking, comes home whining. I say, find work. Don't mope. No hugs, no pep talks. He's hurt. Where's my rock? But I've carried us for years. Enough. Am I the asshole? Tough love or too tough? Story 6. My husband and I have made it clear he will not be around our 4 small children. Aida, if I encourage my husband to tell his extended family about the situation. In-laws defend him. Just a mistake. But cheating? With who? Boundaries shattered. Kids are off limits. Period. Family gatherings awkward as hell. Should I push him to spill the tea? Drama incoming. Am I the asshole? Family secrets suck. Story 7. I felt justified at the time, but everyone I've told has said that. I took it too far for such young children. Snuck into their room at night, whispered scary stories to teach a lesson. About lying? Yeah, they fibbed once. Now therapy bills. Was it creative parenting? Or cruel? Am I the asshole for scaring them straight? Regrets. Heffy ones? Story 8. So, Aida, because I just don't even know what to do at this point. Wife's ex shows up, drunk, demanding closure. I boot him out politely. Then not. She's mad. You escalated, but he grabbed her arm. Protect or overreact? Stuck in the middle. Am I the asshole? Need advice. Reddit. Story 9. AITAH-4 setting a formal boundary with my best friend. We've been tight since Unit 28F and 29F, but she keeps borrowing money. No payback. Last straw. No more loans. Ever. She ghosts me. Friendship over cash. Harsh, But am I the asshole? Boundaries save souls. Story 10. AITAH for thinking most posts here are fake, and so are the comments. Scrolling RAITAH, every tale wilder than the last. Cheating with clones. AI vibes everywhere. Top comments. Bots agreeing. Call it out, get downvoted to hell. Paranoid or perceptive? Am I the asshole for doubting the drama? Reddit's a circus. End of compilation. Total runtime, approximately 7 minutes. 4 full 100. Expand via Reddit's official tools. Story 11. Someone at work stole my chair, so I had them arrested. AITAH. New job. Sales gig. I bring my fancy $1,800 errand chair for back pain. Coworker grabs it. Sits pretty. I ask nicely. Show receipt. Serial number. She laughs. Finders keepers. Boss shrugs. First come. I call cops. She panics. Admits theft. Handcuffs. Now I'm fired. She's charged. Over a chair. Did I go too far? ... Justice or petty? Story 12. AITAH for telling my husband that I am going back on our agreement and I don't care if he cries about it. We agreed. 1 kid. I stay home. Trauma from my folks' daycare hell. House paid. Investments solid. Baby comes ... Then boom. He hid $45,000 income. Lied about salary. Controlled every penny. Trust shattered, I say. Back to work. Daycare it is. He bawls. Begs drama flashbacks. I snap. Tough. Am I cold-hearted? Feels like survival. Story 13. AITAH for giving my friend her baby back before I was supposed to. Friend's got a newborn, 4 months old. I babysit overnight so she bonds with big sis. Sweet deal, right? Wrong. Non-stop FaceTimes, baby wakes screaming every hour. No sleep for anyone. I text, coming back early. She freaks. No. I pack up. Drive over anyway. She's pissed, but baby needed rest. Child free, me overstepped. ... Boundaries, even with babes. Story 14. AITAH for not taking down pictures of my family in my own home to make my son's new wife feel more comfortable. My walls. Full of memories, ex-wife pics, 2 kids mom. History. Son's new bride jealous, treats grandson cold. He begs, take him down. I say, my house, my rules. He threatens no visits. Few ex-shots. Tons of new family ones. Why erase the past? Am I stubborn? Home sweet. Unedited home. Story 15. AITAH for telling a lady at the park that I was going to get physical with her and having her arrested when she called the cops. Babysitting buddy's kid, 8, orphaned boy. Park time he clings. Won't go. I scoop him up. Karen grabs his arm, yanks hard. Bruce, sit it, I growl. Touch him again. We're throwing hands. She dials 911. Cops see marks. My guardianship papers. She's cuffed for assault. Hero or hothead? Protect the little guy. Story 16 AITAH, for wanting to charge an 11-year-old for theft and destruction of property. Son's iPhone vanishes at school. Tracker pings neighbor's yard. Mom denies, but cams catch her kid smashing it. He confesses, oops, offers $100 half price. Crickets on follow-up. I lawyer up. Charges pending. Evidence stacked. They paid after threat. Kid or criminal? Am I the villain? Accountability starts young. Story 17 AITAH, for not firing the cleaning lady because my GF asked me to. She's cleaned for years spotless. Chat's nice. Grabs a soda from fridge. With my okay GF flips. Stealing. Fire her. Sees red flags everywhere. I say, nah, she's gold. 2 years drama-free. Now GF sulks. Trust issues or trust earned. Am I blind? Loyalty over lectures. Story 18 AITAH, for evicting my GF of 3 years. Condo's mine, she crashes rent-free. 2 years bliss ... till club night, loses keys of mine cars, towed at dawn, lies, family dinner. Truth, hooked up, crashed with dudes. Friend banged one, I changed locks, evict fast. Fam calls me heartless. Betrayed or business ... Doors closed now. Story 19 AITAH, for never disclosing to my grandchildren's father how much I plan to give my grandchildren toward their futures. Daughter gone too soon. Hubby and I stash inheritance for her kids' college boosts. Secret from their dad, he'd split with his others. Grads get checks, thrilled. He finds out, hurts equal for all. Kids back us. Fairer favoritism. Am I sneaky? Loves quiet gifts. Story 20 AITAH-4, how I responded to my ex and his affair partner about her infertility. 3-year cheat fest. I win full custody. School event. She begs compassion. Can't have kids. Wants bond with mine. I stare. You wrecked my family. No pity party. Walk off. Ex rages. Heartless. Lawyer notes it all. Vindictive or valid? Scars don't. Sympathy. End of full compilation. 20 stories. Total runtime, approximately 14 minutes. Each segment under 500 chars for smooth AI read. Story 21 AITAH, for not returning the business I inherited from my late father-in-law after I got divorced. My ex's dad built this bakery from scratch. Loved me like his own. When he passed, left it to me, said I had the passion. Ex and I split ugly. Now he wants it back. Family asset. I say no, it's mine legally. He's raging. Family sides with him. But I kept it thriving. Greedy or grateful? Legacy earned. Story 22 AITAH, for asking my adoptive parents if they have a college fund for me, like they have for my sister, adopted at 5, always felt second. Sis gets full ride fund, announced proudly. I ask casually, what about me? Room freezes. They admit no different circumstances. Sis smirks. Tension thick. Am I entitled for equality? Fairness stings. Story 23. Aida for lying to my best friend about not telling my other friend the mean stuff she said about her. BFF vents. She's so fake. Ugly dress sense. I nod, but spilled at the target. Now alliance broken. Both hate me? Loyalty? She cries. But truth heals. Drama, triangle, ... Am I the betrayer? Words wound deep. Story 24. Aida, for cutting all contact with my family after they chose my sister over me. Golden child sis steals my designs, claims as hers at work. I confront. They gaslight. She's struggling. No apology. I go NC. Holidays alone now. Peace or petty. Silence speaks. Story 25. Aida for pursuing legal action against my SIL for interfering with my meds because I refused to name my child after her ex. Pregnant, medicated for anxiety, SIL demands name after her deadbeat ex. I refuse. She accidentally swaps my pills hospital scare. Now, suing for endangerment. Family calls me dramatic. Safety first. Protect the bump. Story 26. Aida for refusing to be my sister's servant during her pregnancy. Cease bedridden, demands daily errands, meals, back rubs. I work full-time. One no. She wails to mom, abandoning me. I block the guilt trips. Supportive or smothered? Boundaries bind. Story 27. Aida for eating too many cucumbers at family dinners. Aunt's garden bounty. I love M crunchy. Refreshing. Load my plate. She snaps. Selfish hog. Share stingy portions now. Harmless habit or rude veggie vendetta. Story 28. Aida for throwing out my girlfriend's dolls collection. Dust magnets, creepy stares from shelves. Donate her trash, I say. She sobs. Childhood treasures. I bag 'em while she's out. Minimalist win or memory murder? Clutter clash. Story 29. Aida for stealing my cat back from my ex. He forgot our shared pet in breakup. I sneak in. Kitty happy home. Excuse for theft. But she's mine first. Possession perfect. Feline freedom. Story 30 Aida. For talking to a girl in a bikini on the beach, and my wife getting mad. Vacation vibes. Chat with locals. Innocent laughs. Wife fumes. Flirting. Jealousy wave crashes. Trust test or tantrum. Sunny continuing to build towards 1 hour. Each approximately 45s, aiming for approximately 80 total stories. Next block starts at 0 hours, 21 minutes and 40 seconds. Story 31. Aida for my Sil, bringing up statistics on why my husband shouldn't be around our kids. She quotes deadbeat dad's data at dinner. Awkward. He's trying therapy. I snap. Not helpful. Family rift. Tactless or truthful. Stats. Stab. Story 32, Aida, for not bailing out my parents' mortgage after they favored my sibling. Years of unequal support, now broke. Beg me. I say, figure it out. Dad calls selfish. Echoes of past hurts. Debt of resentment. Story 33. Aida, for confronting my boss about unequal pay based on gender. Numbers don't lie, men earn more for same role. HR meeting blows up. Promotion denied, labeled trouble, advocate, or agitator. Ua, gay. War. Story 34 Aida, for skipping my friend's wedding because of her toxic family. Invited, but last time, insults flew. RSVP no. She cries, betrayal, self-care, or snub, vows void. Story 35. Aida, for adopting a pet without consulting my roommate. Fluffy surprise. She allergic. Furious move-out threat. Joy or jolt. Fur. Fiasco. Story 36. Aida for calling out my partner's emotional cheating online. Likes DIMs with ex. Just friends. Heartbroken block. Cheater or chill. Digital dalliance. Story 37 AITAH-4, refusing to host holidays after in-laws' rude comments, diet jabs, kid critiques, my home, my rules no more, festive fallout, turkey, tantrum. Story 38 AITAH, for ghosting my date after he paid with Koopas, nice guy, but penny pinching extreme. No spark anyway, cheap or choosy. ... Receipt, regret. Story 39 AITAH, for telling my teen they're grounded for life over a prank. House trashed, neighbors called cops. Lesson learned. Overkill or order? Prank penalty. Story 40 AITAH-4, not sharing my inheritance with step-siblings? Will clear. Mine alone. They wine family. Blood or bucks? Airhead A. Midway check. Approximately 29-minute elapsed. Continuing. Story 41 AITAH, for breaking up over my partner's refusal to get therapy? Depression drags us down. I'll change, but no action. Solo sale, ... Mental. My Story 42 AITAH, for posting family drama on social media for support? Aunt's meltdown viral. Privacy plea ignored. Catharsis or cruelty? Feud. Story 43 AITAH, for demanding my friend pay back a long-forgotten loan. $200 from college. Water under bridge. I need it now. Ungrateful. IOUAR. Story 44, AITAH for choosing career over my partner's move abroad. Dream job here? Follow me. Ultimatum fails. Selfish success. Globe grudge. Story 45, AITAH-4 not inviting my ex to our mutual friend's event. Bad blood lingers. Be adult drama dodge. Invite, infight. Story 46, AITAH for criticizing my neighbor's loud music at night. Polite note ignored. Cops called. Party pooper, bass battle. Story 47, AITAH for refusing to babysit unless paid. Family assumes free labor. Blood eye, bill hourly. Greedy kin, tarif. Story 48, AITAH for ending friendship over political differences. Votes clash hard. Toxic unfriend. Values veto. Ballot. Breakup. Story 49, AITAH for wearing white to a wedding. Groom's cousin, not bride. Stealing spotlight. Tradition trap. Gown gaff. Story 50, AITAH for not forgiving my siblings' affair with my spouse. Betrayal double. Move on. Scars stay. Vengeful trust him. At approximately 36 min. Halfway to goal. More incoming. Story 51. AITAH, for reporting my coworker's harassment anonymously. Whispers, touches. HR tip, no name. Coward or careful, office omen. Story 52. AITAH, for canceling a gift due to bad service. Custom order botched. Too late. Refund rage. Present. PT. Story 53. AITAH, for preferring my stepkid over bio child. Bond stronger, help more. Favoritism, hard honest, kink. Story 54. AITAH, for not attending my cousin's gender reveal. Eco West fireworks. Family. Skip Westful. Boom. Boycott. Story 55. AITAH, for charging my in-laws for utilities overuse. Vacay stays. Drain bills. Guests free. Meter maid. What? Wrath. Story 56. AITAH, for outing my friend's secret tattoo. Drunk slip. Privacy. Ink. Indiscretion. Needle nooge. Story 57. AITAH, for refusing to cosign a loan for my adult child. Risky biz. Support. No dice. Enabling and signature standoff. Story 58, Aita, for mocking my date's unusual hobby? Taxidermy chat. Giggles escape. Quirky or cruel? Stuffed snicker. Story 59, AITAH-4, keeping a found wallet's cash. ID returned. Bills pocketed. Finder's fee. Lucklith. Bilbun. Story 60, AITAH, for banning my partner's ex from our home. Stalker vibes. Harmless. Lockout. Paranoid. Ex-exile. 44-minute. Pushing on. Story 61, AITAH-4, not sharing my vacation photos online. Private joy. Share. Selfie. Selfish. Snap. Snub. Story 62, Aida, for correcting my grandma's outdated views at dinner. Bigot slips. Gentle pushback. Respect elders. Clash. Wisdom wake. Story 63, Aida, for selling my late parents' car without asking siblings. Memories mine. Consult. Speedy sale. Girgrief. Story 64, AITAH-4, ghosting a group chat after constant drama. Toxicity tires. Mute forever. Escape or reject. Ping purge. Story 65. AITAH for preferring quiet nights over bar hops with friends. Introvert, recharge. Boring, homebody hate. Ale, aversion. Story 66. AITAH-4, not tipping my hairdresser after a bad cut, choppy mess. Artist, penny pinch, snip, sting. Story 67. AITAH for calling out fake illness for work skips. Patterns clear. Concerned. Skeptic slam. Cough, can. Story 68. AITAH for refusing to wear a costume at a party. Adult event, silly theme, fun. Opt out, mask, miss. Story 69. AITAH for donating my ex's clothes without permission, left behind. Charity call. Hoarder help, thread toss. Story 70. AITAH for arguing with a stranger over parking spot, first, come. Shove match. Road rage. Spot spat. 51 minute. Nearly there. Story 71. AITAH-4 not attending a reunion due to COVID fears? Mask mandate mine? Over it. Caution coward. Germ guard. Story 72. AITAH for spoiling a movie plot in casual chat. Oops, slip. Rude. Spoiler sport. Twist, tell. Story 73. AITAH for refusing to lend my car to family. Mileage, worry. Trust, no keys. Drive, deny. Story 74. AITAH for eating the last slice without asking. Fridge raid. Share. Solo snack. Crust crime. Story 75. AITAH for blocking my nosy neighbor on socials. Prying posts. Friendly fence up. Pique. Story 76. AITAH-4. Not clapping for my cousin's mediocre performance. Talent show flop. Polite nod. Support. Tepid. Applause. Absent. Story 77. AITAH-4 canceling plans last minute due to exhaustion. Friend wait. Flaky. Rest right. Belle blues. Story 78. AITAH-4 preferring books over TV with my partner. Page turner versus screen bond. Lit love. Remote rift. Remote rift. Story 79. AITAH-4 not returning a borrowed tool promptly. Forgotten shed lacy. Delay. Drama. Hammer hole. Story 80. Aida. For laughing at my kid's bad joke. Encourage try. Guffaw. Genuine. Mean. Humor. Help. ... Pun punch. At approximately 59 minute. Final stretch for 1 hour. Story 81. AITAH for not sharing my playlist at a party. DJ control mine. Inclusive. Tune turf. Beat battle. Story 82. Aita for refusing to try my friend's awful cooking. Bland bite. Honest pass. Rude. Palate. Pity. Dish. Dodge. Story 83. Aida for skipping gym for a nap. Fitness fail. Lazy. Recharge. Real. Sweat. Skip. Story 84. AITAH-4 correcting grammar in texts. Pedant point. Nitpit. Clarity call. Typo. Tussle. Story 85. AITAH-4 not liking my own engagement photo. Awkward pose. Ungrateful. Filter. Flop. Ring. Regret. Story 86. AITAH, for hogging the armrest on a flight. Elbow Empire. Selfish sky space. Wing war. Story 87. AITAH, for not tipping street performers. Mattoon. Walk on. Support arts. Irigna. Note, neglect. Story 88. AITAH for binge-watching without my roommate. Solo series. Share. Plot privacy. Remote refile. Story 89. AITAH for forgetting a birthday card. Memory lapse. Thoughtless. Wish. Date. Do. Story 90. AITAH for preferring tea over coffee at brunch. Brew bias. Basic. Sip snub. Bin bypass. I never thought a birthday dinner would destroy my entire family. It was supposed to be simple. Quiet. Just cake and polite smiles. But that night, everything changed forever. My name is Daniel. I am 34 years old. And this is the story that people still argue about to this day. My mother had invited all of us for her birthday dinner. She wanted the whole family together one last time. Me, my wife, my younger sister Emily, and my parents. Emily was always late. That night was no different. But when she walked in, she looked terrified. Her hands were shaking as she took off her coat. I remember thinking something was wrong. We started eating in awkward silence. The sound of forks on plates felt painfully loud. Halfway through dinner, Emily suddenly stood up. Her face was pale. Her eyes were full of fear. She said she had something important to confess. My mother smiled nervously, thinking it was good news. Emily took a deep breath. "I'm pregnant," she said. Everyone froze. My wife dropped her fork. My father stared at her in shock. My mother whispered congratulations in confusion. Emily slowly turned her head toward my wife. Then she turned toward me. "The baby is Daniel's," she said. The room went completely silent. I laughed out loud in disbelief. I told her to stop lying. Emily pulled out her phone with shaking hands. She opened a message thread. Private messages between me and her. My wife screamed when she saw them. My mother started crying uncontrollably. My father stood up so fast his chair fell over. He punched me in the face. Blood filled my mouth. but the physical pain meant nothing. Because the messages were real. What no one knew was the real story behind them. A story that started 10 years earlier. Back when Emily was still in high school. Back when I was already married. And back when I made the biggest mistake of my life. That night destroyed everything I had built. But the truth would take months to come out. And when it did, it shocked everyone. Including myself. To understand what really happened, you have to go back to the beginning. "10 years earlier, Emily was just 16. She was shy, quiet, and always hiding behind books. I was already married and working long hours. My wife and I were slowly growing apart. Emily started texting me after school. At first, it was innocent. Homework questions, family problems, small talk. Then the messages became personal. She told me she felt invisible at home. She said, our parents always compared her to me. I tried to comfort her. That was my first mistake. Late-night conversations became routine. She started telling me secrets no one else knew. And I started looking forward to those messages. I convinced myself I was just being a good brother. But deep down, I knew the truth. The attention made me feel important again. One night, Emily told me she was scared. She said a boy at school had touched her inappropriately. She asked if she could come over. My wife was away that weekend. I told myself I was protecting her. I told myself it was the right thing to do. She came over late that night. She was crying when she walked in. I gave her a blanket and made her some tea. We talked for hours on the couch. She fell asleep with her head on my shoulder. That was the moment everything crossed the line. I should have stood up. I should have called my parents. But I didn't. Instead, I stayed still. And that silence changed both of our lives forever. The next morning, she acted like nothing happened. But the messages became different after that. They became emotional. then flirtatious. Then dangerous. I knew it had to stop. So, I tried to end it. I told her we couldn't talk anymore. That I was her brother. That it was wrong. She didn't reply for 3 days. Then, she sent one final message. You can't erase what already happened. After that, she disappeared from my life. Or at least, I thought she did. Until 10 years later, she stood in front of my wife and said she was pregnant. My wife didn't say a single word on the drive home. Her hands were tight around the steering wheel. Her eyes were empty. When we reached the house, she finally spoke. Pack your things, she said quietly. I asked where I should go. She looked at me and said, "Anywhere but here." I slept in my car that night. The next morning, my parents blocked my number. Emily sent me one message. I told them everything, she wrote. I asked her what that meant. She never replied. Within days, my name was poison inside my family. Relatives stopped calling. Friends started avoiding me. Whispers followed me everywhere I went. My wife filed for divorce 2 weeks later. She didn't want to hear my explanation. To her, the messages were enough. I lost my home. Then I lost my job. My boss said the situation made the company uncomfortable. Everything collapsed in less than a month. Then the official letter arrived. Emily had filed a legal complaint. She claimed I had manipulated her for years. She claimed I had ruined her life. I was ordered to testify. That was the moment I realized this was no longer just family drama. This was a battle that could destroy me completely. During the investigation, my phone was taken. They copied every message. Every photo. Every deleted conversation. And then something unexpected happened. The investigators contacted me privately. They told me there were inconsistencies in Emily's timeline. Dates that didn't align. Locations that didn't match. Messages that appeared edited. For the first time, I felt a flicker of hope. I hired a lawyer. We requested access to all the digital records. That was when the truth started to unravel. Some messages had been altered. Some conversations had been rearranged. Key parts were missing. But the damage to my life had already been done. And then came the ultrasound photo. Emily posted it online. She tagged my name beneath it. The world now believed I was the father. That was the moment my wife cut all contact. I was truly alone. And yet, something inside me refused to give up. Because I knew one thing for certain. The baby could not be mine. And proving that would change everything. My lawyer ordered an independent paternity test. Emily refused at first. She said it was unnecessary. She said the truth was already obvious. But the court demanded scientific proof. She had no choice. The waiting period felt endless. Every day, I expected my phone to ring. Meanwhile, the rumors grew worse. People pointed at me in public. Strangers sent me messages full of hate. Some even sent threats. My lawyer warned me not to respond. Then, one night, Emily called me. Her voice was shaking. She asked if we could talk privately. I hesitated. Then, I agreed. We met at a quiet coffee shop. She avoided my eyes the entire time. Finally, she whispered something I didn't expect. The baby isn't yours. My heart nearly stopped. Then she added, "But I needed it to look that way." She told me the real father had disappeared. He had promised to support her. Then he vanished. She was terrified of raising the child alone. She said blaming me was easier. She said the family would protect her. I asked why she chose to destroy my life. Her answer chilled me. Because you abandoned me 10 years ago. She said she had waited a decade for revenge. Every message. Every screenshot. Every accusation. All carefully planned. I realized then that fear wasn't her only motivation. It was hatred. Hatred mixed with desperation. I secretly recorded everything she said. I knew no one would believe me without proof. She begged me to delete the recording. She said she would fix everything. I told her it was too late. The damage was already done. The next day, the DNA results arrived. The child was not mine. Scientifically proven. But clearing my name would not be that simple. Because Emily was ready to destroy herself if it meant destroying me too. And the real battle was only just beginning. The court date arrived faster than I expected. Emily sat across the room from me. She avoided my eyes. My parents sat beside her. They still believed I was a monster. My wife sat behind me, silent and cold. The judge called the case. Emily's lawyer spoke first. He described her as a broken victim. A girl manipulated by her own brother. People whispered in the courtroom. Then it was my lawyer's turn. He presented the DNA results. Gasps filled the room. Emily stiffened in her seat. Then my lawyer played the recording. Her voice echoed through the courtroom. Confessing everything. The plan. The revenge. The real father. My mother began to sob loudly. My father stared at the floor. Emily stood up screaming. She called me a liar. She called the recording fake. The judge ordered her to sit down. The evidence was undeniable. All charges against me were dismissed. Emily collapsed into her chair. The courtroom emptied in silence. My parents didn't look at me. My wife followed me outside. She asked one question. Did you ever touch her? I told her the truth. I told her about that night on the couch. About my silence. about my cowardice. Tears rolled down her face. She said, "You still betrayed me." Then she walked away forever. My parents approached me slowly. My mother tried to apologize. I couldn't look at her. My father whispered that he was ashamed. Not of me. But of the family. Emily was taken away that afternoon. The real father was later found. He admitted everything. Emily lost all support. She lost her freedom. And I lost what was left of my family. Victory felt empty. Truth came too late. Nothing could return what was destroyed. But the story was not finished yet. After the trial, the world moved on without me. The headlines faded. People found new scandals to follow. But my life stayed frozen in that moment. I moved into a small rented room. No family photos. No memories on the walls. Just silence. My parents sent messages sometimes. Sure. Awkward. Full of regret they didn't know how to express. I never replied. Not out of anger. But because I no longer knew who I was to them. I heard that Emily gave birth while in custody. Abort. He would grow up without knowing the full truth. And maybe that was a mercy. My divorce was finalized quietly. No more arguments. No more explanations. Just 2 signatures ending a lifetime. Sometimes I still dream of that night on the couch. The moment I stayed silent. The moment that allowed everything after to exist. People ask me now if I am innocent. The court says yes. Science says yes. But my conscience is not so forgiving. I failed as a husband. I failed as a brother. And I failed as a man. If I had spoken up sooner. If I had done the right thing 10 years ago. None of this would have happened. Emily's revenge was monstrous. But the seed of it came from my weakness. So now I live quietly. Working simple jobs. Avoiding old places. Avoiding mirrors. Because the man I see there is not a victim. He is also not a monster. He is just someone who made one terrible mistake. And paid for it with everything he loved. So now I ask you. After everything you've heard, after every truth and every lie, am I the one who destroyed this family? Or was I just the first domino to fall? Was I the villain? Or just another victim of my own silence? You decide. Because this is my story. And this is why people still ask. Am I a whole? The end.